up YouTube? It's Raining Card Games and welcome to the May Q&A video. So, before we go ahead and hop on into the questions, I have a few quick announcements to make. First off, one of our Discord channel members, Kikaluri, he has recently made a Discord server to help out teens to fight depression. So if you know someone who is struggling with depression or you yourself are, link down below in the description. I think it's a really helpful cause and it's a good Discord server to support. And then also, I would like to say a huge thank you to Neuro Evie, who has joined on Patreon at the tier 2 level. Thanks to supporters like you, I can keep this channel going and have all the fun content that I make for you guys. So thank you so much, Neuro. Your support means a lot to me. Now, but with all that out of the way, you may have noticed I'm wearing an RCG shirt. But yeah, this is the newest RCG merchandise that is now available on the store. We'll link down below in the description, and these come in eco cotton shirts, so like all of the material for the shirts, sweaters, etc. is all eco-friendly material. So if you want your Yu-Gi-Oh! Wilderness shirt, link down below in the description. You can go ahead and check out the merch shop. Now, if you haven't already, like and subscribe, because we're trying to get to 2K subs. If we can hit that 2K sub mark, that would be amazing. And then also, comment down below, you guys, for the next video's Q&A, because if your question wasn't featured, you have a chance for next month. Now, let's go ahead and hop into the patron questions to start off. Do I think that, I think in some sense, yes. So I do, I have a creative side, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't have a YouTube channel. But yeah, I think ever since I started Yu-Gi-Tubing, I've noticed I am a little bit more critical. Like, I pick things up, like, oh, I might have done that differently, or like, just like minor details. So let's say someone makes a video and like it shows gameplay, but it's literally just gameplay, not even background music. I'm like, maybe you might want to put commentary or at least music, something. So I guess in that sense there's a little more critique, but in other senses, like, I'm also more critical. It's like, oh my god, why did I not think of that, and why am I not applying that to my videos? Like, take the sealed only series. Like, at the start I didn't do gameplay, but then I was really like, you know what, I think I seeing other stuff around, like watching Nim, watching graphics cards, I was like, yeah, I should include gameplay, because otherwise it's literally just me opening packs and showing a deck profile, which isn't, like, I think to make a good sealed only series, you have to have, obviously the persona, but like, you have to be able to, open the packs, make sure it's in creative. Like, if I'm literally just opening the same product over and over again, it kind of gets stale. So you want to make sure you have like your persona on camera, you open your packs, you build your deck, explain your thought process, then you have gameplay in some shape or form, whether it's a live match or if it's like a monologue or like not a monologue, but like a composition of multiple games that are edited in a certain way, and then a recap or different ways, basically to make it nice and flowy. So in that sense, also, yeah, I think I'm critical on not only other videos, but more so on myself, saying what can I do better, how can I make this more interactive, and so on and so forth. Has sealed only given me new insights? In some sense, yes, it has. So, like, when I started out, I obviously, with sealed only Samurai, I did look into some deck builds of 6 Samurais, basically to learn how do I play the deck, because it's not like just, okay, I'm just gonna buy this pack. Like, obviously I have targets that I want to add to the deck. But that being said, you don't always have access to those targets, and in some cases you never get them. Like, I wanted to add Naturia Beast to that deck so badly, and we hunted for it, but did we pull it? No, we did not. So I kind of had to make do with what I had. So in that sense, I've noticed that deck building wise, yes, I may not always have access to Naturia Beast or Lightning Storm and stuff. Well, I haven't had Beast, but like, you know what I mean. But it's that ability to build a deck knowing only what you have, so you build it to that best, your optimum level. Not per se the deck's optimum level, so let's say you can't access a certain ceiling that the deck has, but you adjust it to yourself. So it's really learning what you are capable of, and then making your deck able to maximize on your potential. So that way, maybe it won't be the best build ever, but you can take games knowing that you are aware of your strengths and weaknesses and you have made your deck cater to your strengths. Okay, and that's going to do it for our patron questions. So let's go ahead and move on over to YouTube questions. Is Dragoon going to be? I feel it will to some degree. Now that's not to say it's going to be like everywhere. I have a feeling it is going to be common, considering it is going to be available in the Megatons. It's going to have, that means it's going to be very accessible. And at this point, most people have Verte Anaconda. Most people have a copy of Red Eyes Black Dragon and Dark Magician lying around. You don't need to have like Starter Deck Joey Red Eyes or Starter Deck Yugi Dark Magician. You can literally just get 2 commons because there's so many reprints of those 2 cards. So access to the cards to bring it out is not difficult. So I feel like just because of the accessibility, you're going to see Dragoon everywhere. Now, that being said, are there going to be some potential hits? Maybe. Verte Anaconda may get hit, and then it may just, you know, you may have to play it as like, you know, a polymerization-centric deck or a Red Eyes or a Dark Magician strategy. But I do see it being splashed in a lot of decks, kind of similar to how you're seeing Rainbow Neos, although Dragoon is a lot better because it can go first and second. It's not just a going second card. So will it be format warping? I think at the start, once people have access to it, people are going to play test. So like for the first, maybe the first format that we have Dragoon, you're going to see it everywhere. And that may generate a response from Konami, or it may not, just be considering how new it will be. But I feel over time it will become less prevalent, but in the first, let's say, few formats, I see it being very heavily used. My favorite anime out of the 6. Okay, so here's the deal. I grew up watching and playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I can happily claim to be a Yu-Gi-Oh! OG, kind of. I mean, like, you know, because like some people are born after the game was invented, so they don't know what it was like back in my. But anyway, okay, I digress. But so Duel Monsters, the original series, does have a, like, you know, a solid place in my heart because I was little watching the anime. I remember watching it on TV, so just for the nostalgia, Duel Monsters has that spot for me. And I've rewatched it like when I'm an adult as well, so like it's still pretty good. But in my opinion, I don't know, I kind of like 5Ds of the. I haven't. So to be fair, I've only watched the tiniest bit of Zexal. I wasn't impressed, so like, eh. I haven't really gotten into Arc 5 and Brains yet. They're on my bucket list. But I mean, I watched all of Duel Monsters, all of GX, and all of 5Ds. Of those 3, 5Ds has, I think, for me, has been the most enjoyable, like now more as an adult. But yeah, that being said, at some point I'm gonna watch Arc 5 and I'm gonna watch Vrains. 7s, I don't know. Sevens is giving me some Zexal vibes, and I wasn't a fan of Zexal when I tried to give it a watch, so we'll see. But for now, let's say 5Ds, but nostalgia-wise also Duel Monsters. What do I think of the structure of the new format? We're kind of in an interesting spot, because technically we don't really have a format yet, because, you know, there's no physical Yu-Gi-Oh! There are online tournaments and stuff, so accessibility to the game right now is interesting. People can still buy cards, stores and everything are opening up again, retails are opening up, so you can get the physical cards. But playing with other people right now in person is not really a thing. It's slowly coming back, but it may be a while. That being said, accessibility. Let's say Skippy here goes to his local Walmart and sees a brand new structure deck hanging on the walls. It's like, oh wow, Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember playing that. I'm gonna try it out again. So he picks up that structure deck. Let's say it's the new Machina. It's Machina, not Machina. The new Machina structure deck, and he's like, oh, these are cool, I'm gonna go play. He walks into locals and he goes up against Combo Eldritch, Adamancipator, maybe a few other like Mech Knight Invoked players or the Salad player, and he gets curb stomped. Accessibility to Yu-Gi-Oh! In the modern day has been difficult. More so for the younger generation. It's still possible. Don't get me wrong, it is still completely possible for people to get back into the game, but it depends on how and when and where. So if your local community, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Community, is really open, really friendly, really helpful, and they will be able to get you up to speed, it's great. Like my local community, one of my friend Quentin, who is featured on the channel a few times, he joined Yu-Gi-Oh! Fairly recently, but our locals is hyper competitive, but also extremely helpful. So we put him through the ringer, but he was able to learn the game pretty quickly, and now he's a pretty competent Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. So it depends on your community as well. It's not just having access to the cards alone. Because sure, you can have bought up your playset of Eldritch, the Golden Lord, but do you know how to use them? Probably not. So you need to make sure you have a community that is able to teach you the ins and outs of the game and play test with you as well, so that way you can improve yourself. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now is kind of in a tough spot. I think accessibility is very dependent on your local scene, and then also card accessibility is difficult as well. Structure decks are cool and helpful, but we all know what sealed only is like, right? So yeah, I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is at its best for accessibility right now. What are my thoughts on Gateway to 3? Okay, so you've seen Sealed Only Samurai, you guys know Gateway to 3. But that being said, I would say a word of caution towards that, because there is an FTK revolving around Six Samurai. You know what Konami does when there's an FTK in the format? Usually they're gonna cut it. So I feel like part of me wants, like, yes, I really do. Trust me, I really do. And seeing Gateway to 3 will boost Sam's up a lot. Consistency will improve. You don't really then... So essentially, Battle Shogun does not become a choke point in the deck. Because, like, sure, let's say Battle Shogun effect, discard Ash. Oof. Big oof there, Chief. So, Gateway to 3 will immensely help the deck. Immensely. Improves your chances of seeing in your opening hand, which means Battle Shogun can be used to search stuff like Dojo instead, so you can extend your plays further. But I don't know. Like, I would love Gateway to come to 3, don't get me wrong, but I see problems arising from a card that powerful going to 3 copies, just because there are no once per turn clauses anywhere on that card. So as long as you can get Bushido counters on it, which we all know you can, because you guys know what can be done with Six Samurai, all sorts of shenanigans can explode from that one card. So I think Gateway to 3 is kind of iffy. I mean, yes, it hasn't had any regional tops, but given the right tools, I can see some degenerate stuff coming from a 3 Gateway. So maybe 2. I'd say, like, Konami, test the waters, put it at 2 and see what happens. What are my most successful videos on YouTube? I mean, it's kind of obvious. The reason why I actually have this many subs to begin with is Sealed Only Samurai. I think episode 1 is at 17,000 views as of the current time of this video, and it just keeps on going up and up. So yeah, Sealed Only Samurai is by far my most successful series. It has dropped, obviously, like 17,000, and I think the series finale right now is at like 3,500 views, but like even still, like I go onto the Yu-Gi-Oh! Studio every time, and like every now and then I'll still get a new comment, and then you'll see the likes and the view count go up and up and up. So like by far, my Sealed Only series is my most successful and popular series, and I'm not surprised in the slightest that that's the case. But besides Sealed Only, trying to think, what are my most popular videos? Well, I mean, the Raid Raptor Saga started out strong, really strong, and had like 2,000, I think it has like, the episode 1 has 2,500 views on it, but that has flopped down. Like, you can see the bell curve go boop. So if you haven't watched the rest of the series, check it out, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, I think that's the next most successful video that I have on the tier. And then I'm praying, like, I want Yu-Gi-Oh! Wilderness to take off, because, like, I know that no other Yu-Gi tuber is gonna go on that route without seeing my stuff first, or, like, coming up with it, because, like, I'm claiming, like, if I want to be known for anything, yes, sealed only samurai, but, like, that's still, like, Nim is the sealed only guy. So, like, I don't want to I want something to be recognized for, and I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Wilderness is something I completely came up with my own. It's completely unique. No other Yu-Gi tubers, or YouTuber for that matter, that I know of is doing this. And, like, I travel quite often, so I have the capability to do so. Like, literally, like, I mean, the last time I took a road trip, I went to Arizona, and I was like, yep, I'm bringing some cards with me, I'm bringing my camera, boom! Episode in the desert. When I went to Puerto Rico for 2 weeks, I filmed 2 episodes while on the island. So, like, whenever I travel, like, all I have to do is take some Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that are in theme to where I'm going, and then it's all set. So, I'm hoping that series gets more attention and, you know, starts to garner more support, because, like, that's really one of my favorite passion projects, but, you know, can't win them all. So, to answer that part of the question, sealed only samurai. And then, do I plan to do stuff with other Yu-Gi tubers? In the future, I'm open to it. I mean, I've done it before. Banished for Cost, we did, like, the sealed only samurai epilogue, where we did our sealed only samurai versus his sealed only ABC. And then Artist with a Fro, not recently, but a couple weeks back, reached out for a video that he's planning to do with other Yu-Gi tubers. So I have done some collabs in the past, and I'm definitely open to collabs in the future, because it helps boost their channel, my channel, and it just helps garner support both ways, and it's fun too. If I had to pick an archetype that would need more support, okay, so I have a few archetypes. Aliens do need more support. Alien Shock Trooper was a great start. Like, I love the card. I love that Link monster. It helps the strategy so much, but it needs more. I feel like they need a new main deck monster, something that helps along the strategy. Maybe another tuner, or a new synchro monster, considering they have, like, Alien Ammonite. So another synchro monster that they could go into. But I feel like they need a little bit more. So that also, when Needle Fiber gets hit, my deck list that I built for aliens will need a revision, because I mean, it's not reliant on Needle Fiber, but Needle Fiber does help a lot. So I feel aliens will need support in the future. And then I want Venom support. I want good reptile support. I have a custom archetype that I made on Dueling Book, which I will be debuting in a future video, but, like, I want Venom support, man. I like reptiles, so yeah. Unicorn? So Necros of Unicorn, I can see, I don't know, I feel Konami will bring it off from just being limited, but I feel it's going to be, I think it's going to be a semi-limit. I don't see them bringing it to 3 right away, because it is a floodgate card, and I think I feel they're going to play it safe. Also, because of the current global situation, I feel that this next ban list is going to be more limits and semi-limits or unlimits. I don't see many cards getting banned. I mean, if it's an older card, then maybe, but I see Konami being very, very conservative on this next list, and maybe only doing mild adjustments to the format. Alright, you guys, so that is going to do it for this month's Q&A. So if you didn't see your question answered, you can always leave it down below in the comments, or just wait till I post another poll or question on my community tab, where you can post and ask your question there. There's always next month, you guys. So thank you, though, for those of you who did add in your questions, and they were well thought out. I do really appreciate it, because it makes me use my old noggin, and it's always fun. Anyway, that's going to do it from me. Huge shout outs again to my patrons, especially your RE, for joining at the tier 2 level. And if you want to get yourself some RCG merch, you know where to go. You guys are awesome, and I'm going to catch you in the next video.